All right, welcome to everything you need to know about Google Chrome and Chromebooks. Our first webinar of the 2012-2013 school year, and of course these are all on demand. No live webinars this year, and so here's your on-demand webinar. You can go down and you can check out this presentation by going to this link right here down at the bottom, the bit.ly/Google Chromebooks, and you can access this presentation. And so the question to start with is, well, what is a Chromebook? And a Chromebook looks like what you see there on your screen. It is a little laptop, so to speak, that runs on an internet browser. It runs on Google Chrome internet browser. It is cloud-based computing, meaning everything is done in the cloud. All the saving is done in the cloud. All your applications are in the cloud. We'll talk about that here in a second. And so as you start it up, you're basically on the internet is where you go. So boot up time is less than or around 8 seconds, depending on your network and things. It takes us roughly about 15 to 20 seconds once we get authenticated onto our internet and signed into our devices. And so about 20 seconds you can expect to be up and running, far better than the 5 minutes it takes to start up some labs. And so the Chromebook, again, is the premise of it is cloud computing, meaning everything is done in an internet browser, and so there's no saving anything on this device. It's all being saved in Google Docs. Things are done in Google Docs as well as other web applications, and we'll get to those in a second. And so what can you do with this Chromebook? With Google Apps, you can create documents, presentations, spreadsheets. You can create forms. You can create drawings. You can also run extensions on these within Google Chrome if you're not familiar with the Google Chrome browser. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but you can run extensions, which basically are an extension of your browser, which makes things, your browsing experience a little bit better, a little bit easier and faster. And also runs web apps. Apps are programs that run within your browser. And we'll go to the Google Chrome Web Store and check that out here in a little bit. And so what's the difference between a Chromebook and a desktop? Well, the Chromebook obviously is a laptop. It's portable. Desktop, not so much portable. But basically, on your desktop, you can obviously save things to your computer, save things in different folders and things like that. You put a program or a CD in your tower, run a program, things like that. On a Google Chromebook, there is no CD drive, and so you will not be putting in or installing programs that way. And so some pros and cons of this device. Some of the pros, obviously, it boots up in 8 seconds. Basically no viruses to speak of. It updates itself automatically. The management piece is very easy for administrators of the domains and things like that. No error messages. There's nothing that as you start it up, you get program A could not start up because of this and things like that. You don't get those error messages. It's not hardware based. Meaning you don't have, Microsoft Office, things like that. Everything is it's internet based. And so some of the cons are, now there are some offline capabilities, but for the most part you need an internet connection to work to use this device. Not as many options for programs. They have to be internet based. Web apps that maybe are sometimes less powerful than the hardware based components or software based components. And so just know that sometimes it's not as good. It's basically just an internet browser, so you're taking a computer and running an internet browser. Google's premise is that everything that we do today can be done on the web, and so they created a machine that allows us to do that. And really, if you really get down and think about it, it's a fundamental change in the way computers and people operate together, because you're putting everything online, you're accessing everything online. It takes a change in the way most people think about a computer. And so if it's less powerful, then why should we get it? or why should a school invest in it, or why did my school invest in it? Well, really, there's no wasted time in waiting for the machine to boot up and load. Again, it's easily managed. It serves a different purpose than an iPad, because I know a lot of schools have iPads or iPad craze. It really does serve a different purpose than what an iPad can do. It's also a move to a paperless environment as well as a collaborative environment. And that's one thing that Google kind of prides itself on is the collaborative nature of their products. And if you're familiar with Google Apps or Google Docs, you're certainly well aware of that. Mentioned web apps here a little while ago, and for those of you that have an iPad, or you have a computer, or you have all three, sometimes that some of these things can be very overwhelming. So you have apps, and more apps. So what the heck is an app? What's an app do? Chrome apps are applications that run in the Google Chrome Internet browser. They run on the web. iPad apps are apps that run specifically on your iDevice, iPod, iPad, iPhone, and so those are iPad apps found in the App Store, the Apple App Store. And then you have computer apps, applications that run off your computer hard drive, so things that are installed into your computer. And so down below we have examples of, if you wanted to do word processing, your computer application would be Microsoft Word. The Chrome equivalent of that, the Chrome app equivalent, would be Google Documents. And the iPad equivalent of word processing of Microsoft Word is called Pages. And so you have different applications that do the same thing. They're all word processing. They just one runs on a computer, one runs in your internet browser, one runs on an iPad. Presentation, same thing. Microsoft PowerPoint, the equivalent in Chrome is Google Presentations. The equivalent in iPad is called Keynote. Spreadsheets, Excel, Google Spreadsheets, and Numbers. Now, drawing, this is just an example. You have Microsoft Paint built into your computer. A Chrome app similar to that would be called Sumo Paint, or they have a variety of different painting apps. And the same with the iPad, but you have like a drawing pad or something in your iPad. And so it's just a different way of doing things on different devices. And so just know that that's what an app is. An app actually does something for you on your device. It's a program or something along that line that runs on your device. And so now that you have computers, you have iPads, you have Chromebooks, you have iPods, and the question becomes, and this is a great quote by Abraham Maslow, if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Now that obviously means many different things, but if you take it in a sense here, that if everything, or if you want to accomplish something in your classroom and all you have is iPads, you're going to just see that that's the way to meet that need. When in essence there maybe are better tools for that job. So, for example, you're going to type your students are going to type a report or type a paper, and you want it to be a collaborative paper. Your best tool for that job is probably going to be a Chromebook or a laptop accessing Google Documents, not necessarily an iPad. And so, as you take a look at the tools that you have, you really need to assess the projects that you're going to have to do, and take a look at what tool do I really need for this job. And so, the picture shows, if you have a screw, you're not going to use a hammer to pound that screw in. You're going to use a screwdriver to put that screw in. And so think about it as a way of a toolbox. And so what tool are you going to pull out of your toolbox to accomplish your needs and your wants in your classroom? And so as you take a look at what's inside our Google Chrome toolbox, you have Web 2.0 tools. Those are things that have been around for a little while. And so these websites allow you to do different things. I know that's not the best way to probably explain it, but it's just not a read and get. It's a Web 2.0 tool. If you search just list of Web 2.0 tools, you're going to get a bunch of them. Most of those can be done on a Chromebook. You also have Chrome extensions, so small little programs that run in your browser, makes your life easier. You'll see it as I pull up my Google Chrome. Dictionary extension, there's social bookmarking extensions, weather extensions. You'll see tons of them as you search through the store. Chrome apps, applications that run in your browser, similar to how a computer program would run. Google Docs, games, tools, utilities, and you also have the internet. That's one thing that a lot of people forget about the Chromebooks, iPads, is that you do have the internet. They don't just have to run on apps. You don't have to just run extensions. You don't just have to do Web 2.0 tools, but you do have the internet at your fingertips as well, and so remember that. And so as we take a look at the Chrome Web Store, I'm just going to back out of this here. So if you go to Google Chrome or Google and you search Chrome Web Store, this is what's going to come up. And the web store is along the left-hand side, is you can break down what to search by, and so you can, if you just want to see popular, you just select popular, and you can scroll through. Now, if you roll your mouse over, you can actually see displays the number of messages. And if you see this little box here, this is an extension. So a little puzzle piece, that's an extension, as opposed to a logo here. That's a app. And so you can scroll through. Now if you want something, so if I want Picasa, I'm just going to go to Add to Chrome, click Add. It'll download. Obviously you should be running Google Chrome web browser, and it pops in my apps. You'll see I have all these apps here. Here's Picasa. It pops up. If I want it, I just click on it, and it'll send me to where I need to go to access Picasa. Now, if you want to delete one of these apps, you just go back to your app screen. And so I want to delete this. I just right click on it and I remove it from Chrome. And it's gone. And so an easy way to add, delete apps, try them. A lot of them are free. Now extensions are these that run up here. For instance, I have my Diigo bookmark. So I'm going to go to a web page, just Wikipedia web page. And I already have a Diigo account, and so I've already signed in, should be signed in. I click on it, click bookmark, and now I can bookmark this. I'm going to tag it, Wikipedia, reference, wiki, research, search, you know, these recommended ones that come up. I'm going to share it to a group I have, hit save, and now that's shared and saved in my Diigo. And so I've bookmarked it on the web somewhere. And that's an extension that allows me to do that. Now the weather app, if I click on that extension, it's going to bring up weather for actually Wilmer for the next couple days. Gives me a nice little picture in the background, things like that. Now as you take a look, you have extensions down here. So you click on extensions, you can search extensions down further. You can also themes. So if you want different themes for your background of your Chrome, as you notice I have this monkey, that's a theme. So you can scroll through and check that out as well. Your settings up here, these are, you click on the toolbox, you can hit settings. This will just open up in a new tab. You can take a look at your different settings that you have access to. And again, that's user, whatever you want. Extensions are right over on the left hand side. You can enable them, delete them. And so if you don't like something, just delete it. It's real easy to hit the trash button and away you go. So that's basically Google Chrome and Google Chromebooks. Pretty easy to get a handle of. Just hop in, try, play, do, and away you go. Now if you have any questions, you feel free to shoot me an email at bramo, and I'll just add in my email here so you can see it, maybe. Just bramo at mnrvd.k12.mn.us. And that'll do it for everything you need to know about Google Chrome and Chromebooks.